Hello from me, Lazarus. We continue with the next lesson of the course. By Lazarus IDE. We are currently in the 7th lesson. Standard ribbon components. And we're currently looking at it. The second part. From the 7th lesson. Multiline text field. TMemo. Continuing with our 5th program, where we will look at this component. We launch the Lazarus IDE, and from the standard palette, we select this component. This is what he is. We click on it, and then on the form. And we see what opens up. So, I expand for more convenience. Format and the TMemo component. Then from its properties in the Object Inspector, we go to the Lines property. And select the string. And by clicking on the button with the 3 dots, and the following window opens. And here we can enter text on separate lines. And via the sort button, we can also sort them alphabetically. Then we press OK. And the entered text appears. In the Memo 1 component. We introduce this example here. Lecture 1 Lesson 1. Performance 2 and beyond. Compile and run. And we will see the following. So, let's make it a little more complicated. Our program. By adding several buttons, 5, at the bottom of the form. We click on each of them. We go to their properties. And we name them. On this one. Way. So, let's compile. And start the project. And through actions. On these buttons, we will look at some of the methods of the TMemo component. We start with the Add button. Double-click to open his procedure, and in it, we write the following code. Memo1.lines.add, row. And thus added the next new line of text. And if we want to see the sequence number of the added row, we need to modify the code as follows. Way, we add a global variable. And instead of the method of lines, add, we write this variable I. And so that it is equal to itself plus 1. And since it is initially equal to 0. And so actually will be equal to 0 plus 1, that is, to 1. That is, on 1. And after that, we will add the text line to it. And in this way, at each subsequent row I will be equal to the value which has the current row plus 1. And the code for that is as follows. Memo 1.lines I colon equals into str, I plus 1, plus, line. I equals I plus 1. And here there must be order, not a line. And now we are already compiling and running. And we see what's up. Receives. So. Continue with the release button. Double-click on it. And in the opened procedure we write the following. Memo1.lines.clear. With which we delete everything entered. And to see how many lines are entered in TMemo, we can use the count method. For this we click twice on the number of rows button. And we create a local, for the current procedure only, variable. And then we assign it the number of rows. And then we display them on the screen as a text message. The result is the following. The procedure can be written, and no local variable, as follows. It's even easier that way, but we show it both ways. And finally we will look at two more capabilities of the lines method. Save to text file. Reading from a text file. We start with the Save button. Double-click on it. And write the following code. Memo1.lines.save to file, new.txt. Then we output a message that the data is stored in this file. And finally we clear everything. So. We can try it now. Here is our program. Compile and run. And here you see. How is this with the lines? If I delete them with the delete button. But look here, we continue. Of these line numbers. So now if I decide to keep them. Shows us that they are saved in this file. And if I really open the project. I see there is a text file here. Here, we can open it, for example, with Notepad++ and let's see that it actually contains this. From the 9th to the 15th row. We proceed similarly with the read button, where the method will be load from file. And of course we will change the text message and we will remove the TMemo clear line. The code in this procedure would be as follows. By displaying a message, data is read from the new.txt file. And we might try it out. And in the program, which we showed in the Lazarus IDE. This is where I will continue. I save it to a file and then I read it from the file. and we see that at the same time we also displays the corresponding message. That's all for our program and for this lesson. Best regards.